Hello Smite fans and Smite viewers, and welcome back. We are about to bring you game number 2 between Avant Garde and Team Pandamonium. Alpha, last game, Avant Garde unable to ride their comeback wave till the end.
Yeah, they had a strong resurgence in the mid game from what could only be determined as a poor early game, and they just couldn't close out the win, which they could have potentially had against Team Pandemonium, which would have been absolutely huge for them. Team Pandemonium obviously coming back and winning that game, and could potentially be the same story this game. Depends if Avant Garde really push on with their advantage this game.
And just jumping into picks and bans, potentially, as you've said, if Avant Garde can hold on to a lead that they've had in last game, I think they can really show it to Team Pandemonium, but really it all depends on how well their early game is. So hopefully they can draft potentially more of an early game team, as Raijin bend out for Avant Garde. That's focused towards a cheater, playing it so well.
Now what this tells me is that Mouse isn't really comfortable playing that Raijin as well, so they're just going to look to ban that one away, and I do like Mouse on more of utility mages, so it would be nice for him to play something like Yanis again.
True, and that's another Guan Yu ban focused towards Liquid Renegade in that jungle pick as well. Thor banned out on Avant Garde, another utility god. Avant banning it away after they were playing it. I mean, Liquid was playing it fairly well. He did dive a bit too far. Susanoo banned as well for Pandemonium.
Almost had a heart attack
I
there.
don't know. Yeah, I was waiting for the Susanoo ban. I'm like, is it going to come? Is it going to come? Okay, there it is.
Yeah, and just as expected, Janet's going to be first picked up there for Avant Garde. Both the mid laners, as we said before, do like this god, so first pick for Avant Garde, going to be strong.
Yeah, this is insane for Mouse. Mouse plays a very, very good Yanis, and also it's fairly good early as well. I mean, it's extremely safe in all stages of the game. Athena and Humbart's locked in for Panda. Does a lot of damage if he can go for that Portal Unstable Vortex combo. Maybe he can go into more of an aggressive build. Geb and Hou locked in as well.
Yeah, the Geb was needed to be picked up here to try and counter the Athena, especially in the laning phase. That shield will just allow Athena to not really do much so Hou also going to be picked up just for a bit of a safety net as well with that dive bomb and lots of damage.
Interesting pick coming through from Team Pandemonium. Zeus. Ochita is going to be playing Zeus, and oh my gosh, the amount of damage that he was outputting with Raijin, imagine how much he's going to be outputting on the Zeus. As a Wheelix is banned, Pandemonium making sure that Geb, a Wheelix combo, is not going to exist.
Well, they had the perfect setup for the Zeus right now. Athena and Humbert to help protect him. Thor banned away, so unable to be picked up. It was almost given to him.
It's a perfect ban.
Yeah. Perfect pick.
And other bans coming out. Bellona banned for Avant Garde, and also Nemesis getting banned away. Ro not wanting to verse that in the solo lane. El Chuckles played it very, very well, managed to pick himself up. A few early kills onto Ro, so just denying that pick. I like the respect pick though.
Yeah, not to mention Nemesis does quite well against the Zeus. If times the reflection shield well enough, can look to just make Zeus detonate himself to death. Not to mention the slows coming out from Nemesis. Zeus really does struggle with CC.
Neath, final ban for Avant Garde. Rama locked in again for Team Pandemonium. Subfloor, pretty much, we were just discussing this before. Every single time that Subfloor altered on that Rama, he got a kill. Every single time. He is very, very strong on that Rama, and as soon as he gets a few of his crucial items online, he's going to be hitting like a truck. Mano Neja locked in for Avant.
Yeah, so it's going to be Naja into the jungle, comboing with a Yanis in mid lane. For Mana, looked to just bully out the solo lane. But going back to the Rama and his ultimate, there was one time where he didn't get a kill on his ultimate, as the Odin gets selected for Team Pandemonium, and that was when he was forced to use it at the Gold Fury pit. It was used defensively to try and save some time, and from that fight, Avant Garde then looked to get their advantage on.
So there are your two teams. Very, very strong lineups for both of our teams here. Avant Garde, I am loving this combo. Mouse on the Yanis is, that's probably the biggest factor on their team. But Liquid Renegade playing the Neja as well. They're going to have a lot of paired CC combos. Usually we would see that paired with a Scylla, but I mean, it worked perfectly fine with a Giannis as well, Alpha.
Yeah, it worked quite fine, but I'm a bit confused as to why Liquid Renegade popped his power potion now at 37 seconds rather than waiting an extra 15, 16, maybe even 20 seconds before popping it. This could potentially be a 20-second window where Team Pandamonium could just engage completely freely, and there's nothing that Guard can do about it.
El Chocos and Liquid, they could be looking for an invade here, putting it around, and if they get that early lead advantage over Team Pandemonium, it could really give them a shot. But they also need to be careful because they're about to invade an Odin level 1, but they do get spotted out there looking to invade. But Sporks has also got a red pot as well.
Early wards save lives. Both El Chuckles and Liquid Renegade a power potion. Ro, the only person in this fight without one. You can see Ro's going super low by El Chuckles.
Did they pick up? They do manage to steal away the blue buff. Sporks and Ro unable to secure that buff for themselves, and as well Ro pretty much going to have to sit in lane now because he's about to heal up though. He did use a few of those potions. Hasn't got a relic online, so he won't have that meditation, which El Chuckles has gone for. Already predicting that invade.
And this is probably going to guarantee El Chuckles and Liquid Renegade the Harpies, but they're going to look to try and go aggressive on Ochita. Ooh, no, they're not going to go aggressive on the Zeus.
The sash comes through, however, though. Ochita using that beads perfectly, but Mouse unable to have any follow-up there. They're going to pick up the right side mid camps, but coming in from behind Ro, level 1. This could be a bit of trouble for Pandemonium, as that's 2 members low. Chuckles,
I mean, Ro, he did not have his jump. He got his gun gifts by the level 1. Liquid Renegade also going to fall double kill for Ochita.
Ochita with a double detonate. Now Mouse might be in a bit of trouble as well. That detonate, triple kill early, gone. A minute and a half, but over in our duo lane as well. Tomahawk taking extremely low subfloor. One more basic should do it. No, manages to escape there, but a triple kill coming through from Ochita. That's Zeus, boy. That's early game Zeus.
That's early game Zeus with a power potion. I do like the decision not to get a soul stone on him. A lot of people go, but it's extra damage. It's extra damage on your detonate, on your chain lightning. It's so good. You don't build up passive stacks when you auto attack your own shield, so you are better off with the Vampiric Shroud.
And now Ro able to pick up, trying to invade that blue buff. They did manage to take it away from Chuckles and Liquid. So still a 1-for-1 trade of their backcamps, but already 2 minutes in, Fire Minions getting picked up by Panda. Have a look at the graphs as well. 700 experience already in favor and 600 gold. And the duo lane as well for Avant isn't looking too strong either.
No, you could tell what Avant-Garde's game plan though was get this solo in mid lane snowballing and then just look to completely zone out subfloor and Swayer. But unfortunately, Cheetah had other plans. And what's even more, El Chuckles does not have teleport. Went in for the Salvation as his first relic, so Ro's going to get a massive experience lead.
No doubt. In our mid lane though, Mouse hitting level 4 should actually hit level 5 fairly soon. And that's the time when you're really going to be seeing him try and defend, or try and back up his 2 members in the duo lane. And maybe try and catch out Swayer and subfloor if they are looking to be aggressive. But hits level 5 off that left side camp and manages to back away. Could be looking to spend into... I mean, could he go into more of a defensive build here? He could go into that that helm.
Yeah, he could go into Density Plate Helm. It just depends if Ro's going to be making these aggressive rotations. And given that he is Odin with the Zeus in the mid lane, I can see him making the rotations. He just needs the survivability, really.
I'm trying to think of what the name is for the combo you do. It's like the Thunder Cage or something where you pop down the Odin Cage and also the Lightning Storm. It's if you don't have Sanctuary or you have no escape, then you're pretty much done for if you're trapped in the Ring of Spears.
Well, I have a good name for it. Cheese.
It is a pretty cheese strat, no doubt about it. It is a hugely cheese strat.
I mean, that was one of the earliest strats back when Odin was really playing in support, and Zeus had his Aegis shield and his detonate stunned. Good old days when Zeus was OP in mid lane.
I mean, you could still say that he is OP 3-0 for 2 minutes. He's pretty much still OP. He's level 7, 2 levels ahead of Mouse. It's not looking good for Avant-Garde this early on.
And yeah, we sort of come full circle in meta to back where it's Zeus Odin, as Mouse going to get aggressed on again, portals through the wall.
Doesn't want to take any damage whatsoever, but in the duo lane though, should I say the solo lane, Sporks picks up a kill onto El Chuckles, and the good damage coming through onto Liquid Renegade. 20 HP away from that one, Alpha. Oh.
Detonate, doing so much with those shoes of the Magi on Zeus. Ochita really just dominating and bullying anybody who comes anywhere near him. And it's not just the fact that he can chunk you from further than you can hit him from. Because the shield, then you bounce the chain lightning off it, means you have double the range.
You cannot escape a hungry Zeus level 7. What is he building off now? He has that penetration boots, which is going to be doing even more damage. I reckon he's going to be maybe building into some sort of stacking item like Book of Thoth, maybe?
You can see him building into a Warlock Stash. I've been experimenting with a lot of builds recently, and a double...
Whoa, big damage here coming through into the solo lane. Row might be in a bit of trouble, gets knocked up by that umbrella, and the Sash almost picks up the kill, manages... Oh, Mouse, should I say, is granted with that kill onto Row.
He needed the kill. He needed to get back some of the lead which Ochita's built up over him. You can see Ochita currently just shy of 500 gold ahead of him. And this is the situation in the jungle last game. You saw how much Sporks did. Now it's time for Ochita to do the same.
No doubt. In our mid lane, though, I mean, 5.5 minutes. Gold Fury is... I don't want to be seeing Avant Garde really contest any of these Gold Furies knowing that Ochita is available. If Tomahawk... He's gone for that blink start as well. If he can get a really good blink onto Ochita while his beads are down, take him out of the fight, that's really the only time that Avant can go for a Gold Fury.
I don't really want to see Avant contest until this Formanus level 12, because right now it is going to be a 4 versus 5 with Row having to teleport and El Chuckles with that salvation.
And Row teleport down for about 100 seconds, but still, Row could be looking to rotate on either lane. As we've mentioned before, if he can just jump onto anyone in the mid lane, get that combo off with Ochita, they need to have a lot of ward coverage as well as good communication on the side of Avant Garde and keep a track of Row at all times.
Yeah, 3-man grouping from both teams in the mid lane right now. And this was a point in the meta where it was meant to be broken when the speed buff was introduced back into it and the blue buff was moved over. It was like, okay, the jungler's going to be completely away from the mid lane, going to be ganking left, right, center. But now it's still just a triple group. They all try and test it.
Yeah, really not much has changed other than a few of the starting strats, but still you're pretty much always seeing around this time the 3-man groups from the support and leaving the ADCs just to farm in their own lane, getting ahead.
But solo lane.
Oh, big damage coming through. Good taunt there onto Chuckles, but manages to get that big baby form off in time. Won't be able to fall down just yet, but just for a bit of security, Mouse using the through space and time.
I mean, if Team Pandamonium went even more aggressive before that through space of time really showed its face in lane, then Avant Garde could have looked to have taken a 4 versus 2, taken that fight, and they would have not have lost the gold for it, considering that Swayer was over in that right-hand side.
Yeah, and that's 2 ults for 2 ults. Granted, that was a huge ult. Mouse using through space and time, and Chuckles with the big baby form. Rose ult is going to be up in another 30 seconds, so really, when you see an Odin using the ult, it's going to be up in another 30 seconds, no doubt. So, cooldown doesn't really matter.
Yeah, the decision to cage Ravana when he did not have his ultimate up, but a speed buff invade coming out from Pandamonium, and this is going to be absolutely free.
No doubt. Good Fear No Evil coming down onto Liquid Renegade. Extremely low. Boxing battle coming through from Sporks, but a good portal is trying to get the rest of the team out of there. Panda able to pick themselves up that fight. Good 3-man cataclysm over the wall. Ochita taken extremely low, however, using that lightning storm call. Ochita just manages to get away and Sporks picks up the kill.
Yeah, and the Thunder Cage is down, and it's everyone's worst nightmare. Zeus is mobile. Zeus is getting away with the speed buff. Rob Dickity's ultimate comes to no avail.
And now the 5 minions getting picked up by Panda. Again, 2 to 6, having a look into our graphs. Still in favor of Pandamonium. Just about a K experience and 1.4k gold in favor of them. They can still turn this around. It's like last time. This is about the exact same point where Avant Garde had their little comeback last game. But it all really depends on if they can keep that comeback and really snowball from it.
Yeah, it was off a weird play coming out from Avant Garde, which is why they managed to get it. They caught Pandemonium off guard, really. Considering Athena ults over to the solo lane and the rest of the team does Gold Fury without her, it's not something you'd expect until too late.
And big grouping here in that left jungle. Sporks was maybe looking to go onto onto Rob Diggity, but didn't have that Fear No Evil. It's going to be up in about 13 seconds, so expect him to really be looking to get any kind of kills here. Ochita beads down for another 90 seconds. That's huge. If Liquid Renegade can spot that out and get an easy paired combo with Mouse, it can really bring that comeback for Avant Garde.
Yeah, they did it before. They can definitely do it again. It's not an insurmountable lead. It's not the furthest ahead we see Pandamonium at this stage, so they're still there to be toppled. It has been done by Tainted Minds in the past, so why can't Avant Garde do it?
No doubt, and big builds getting picked up here. Avant Garde, I mean, Mouse is building into that Doom Orb, which is pretty common. As we've mentioned, Mouse playing that Giannis, one of the most safest mid laners in the game, so he can really afford to build up that Doom Orb and pretty much never expect to die and lose those stacks just because of how safe those portals make him.
Oh, but Ro is so low in that solo lane.
Oh, El Chuckle's just knocking him out of the ring. That clear the path, and Ro pretty much forced it back here. There's going to be a lot of damage here onto the tower, but Ro being disturbed as the back comes through from El Chuckles using that Umbrella Ring.
It's all a bait. It's all a bait by Ro. Spock's on a rotation.
But it's not going to be too much as Avant just looking in that right jungle, but they can easily come back in this mid lane, farm up a little bit and just wait for the next fight. Knowing that Ro's ult's down for another 30 seconds, they can maybe look for an early fight here before the ult comes up.
Yeah, they could do, but I just want to point out the ward coverage is absolutely spectacular, especially around the Gold Fury pit for Team Pandemonium.
Oh, Panda.
See, 4 wards, 2 of them sentries denying vision. But the rest of the map does belong to Avant Garde, though, as you can see, sentry wards going everywhere. The mid lane and rotation over to solo lane is warded as well. There's just nothing that Team Pandemonium can do without Avant Garde knowing.
And they're starting up. Speaking of things that Avant Garde don't know, they don't have any vision on the Gold Fury, and it's going to be an easy pickup there. Does get spotted out by Rob Diggity, but it's way too late. They didn't have the ward coverage. It's pretty much, as you said, everywhere on the map except for that Gold Fury, and Panda spotted out. Easy Gold Fury for them.
Yeah, well, Avant Garde's route back into the game was that Gold Fury, and now that it's taken down, it's going to be difficult for them to get some of the advantage. Fear No Evil comes out as the engagement breaks out in mid lane.
Swaya taken down to about half health. The mark did miss from Rob Diggity. It's a good reset from Avant Garde, knowing that they can't really contest too much. Just going to take that little lead, knowing that Sporks doesn't have the Fear No Evil anymore, and maybe look to go for another fight after that.
And ladies and gentlemen, Odin has been countered by El Chuckles. His Spectral Armor has been picked up.
I really like Spectral. I've actually rarely seen it though, because I haven't seen an Odin being played in a while, but it's, as you've said, pretty much counters Odin 100%.
And just every single time you use a relic, you can then ghost walk through the cage for 4 seconds. I mean, if you're Osiris, you don't have to pick it up, and Osiris does incredibly well against an Odin.
Yep.
So that's probably why you haven't really seen it picked up that much.
But then you have to take into account, you have to use the relic, and if El Chuckles is using that to get through the Odin cage, Meditation isn't going to be doing too much because of the anti-healing in the cage, so it depends on what second relic he's going to pick up.
Well, given that he didn't start it with Teleport and solo laners are going to start making their rotations around the map, he doesn't really have to pick up that relic. He can go into something different like a sprint, potentially.
A sprint would be huge.
Yep,
he can get out of it, and it affects it in the cage. Good taunt into the mid lane, though. Good damage from Rob Diggity. Gets obliterated there by the detonate, and Tomahawk falls down to Sports for the in-hand basic. Rose rotated into the fight as well, and Mouse might be in a bit of trouble here. Manages the portal away in just a second. He's stuck in the Thunder Cage. Ochita gets the kill with that Lightning Cage combo.
I think he was in a lot more than a little bit of trouble there.
Yeah. Well, he used his Sanctuary and was just walking around. It's just you're at that point in time, you've used your Sanctuary and you just sat there going, well, I'm done for. I'm just going to sit here and die.
Yeah, the good old NA Sanctuary, delaying the inevitable, which you know is going to come either way.
Yeah.
As the tower is going to be the next inevitable target here for Team Pandemonium.
Almost 14 minutes into this game. First tower, Pandemonium falls down, taking that early game lead, and this is really the point where Pandemonium shine once they have that lead, and they just snowball from this point on. Very, very little teams have come back from this point that Pandemonium have, so Avant Garde in deep waters here.
Yeah, you expect if the comeback was to happen, it would be doing something right now, but with map objectives very scarce right now, the only really thing that they could do is invade this red, but Team Pandemonium already on the rotation to take it down, so Avant Garde really have limited avenues back into this game.
No doubt, and Pandemonium can just farm and farm, just having a look into this grass. 4.4k experience in favor and 4.4k gold in favor of Pandemonium. That's a huge lead considering it's only 15 minutes into this game. Just having a look at the builds here. Ochita going to be building into the Book of Thoth after he's finished off that Dynasty Plate Helm. I mean, the later this game goes, the later and the more damage Ochita is going to be outputting. And just having a look at the total damage as well, Alpha, he's sitting on the tops fairly comfortably.
Hey, that's Zeus for you. He just does damage. That's his one thing. And he will do it till the cows come home. And he's going to go into, as you said, a Book of Thoth now. And I could see him. He needs to get a Kronos Pendant, in my eyes.
Yep.
It just allows more detonates as quickly as possible.
Yeah, no cooldown reduction online at all so far. So, yeah, expect the Kronos Pendant to come next as well. Having a look at Mouse. Farming up those stacks fairly efficiently on the Doom Orb. Could be going into his own Book of Thoth here as well.
It's a double stacking build coming out from Mouse. It's so much damage, but he's lacking the utility coming out from this Janus.
Joy Lane. Bit of a bait. Sporks, you did not just miss that Fear No Evil after he already jumped over the wall. Rob Diggity. Perfectly timed dive bomb there, but really just a major misplay from Sporks.
And they need to look to push in the advantage they have now. Avant, they know that the Fear No Evil's down. They know that the Defender of Olympus is going to be down for a while, so it's going to be the time for them to engage, time for them to go ahead and bait some actives and kill some people.
Easy done. 2-9 reads the scoreline just at this point. As you've said, if Avant-Garde, it's really been the entire story. Avant-Garde taking these little fights knowing that their ultimates are down, but even when they know the ults are down, they're not going to engage. They're just waiting and waiting. And by the time they've already finished and regrouped, their ultimates have already come online for Pandemonium. So Avant, those little leads, they're not taking them to their advantage.
No, and I feel sorry for Rob Diggity. He's trying his hardest. He's doing whatever he can. He actually is out pushing subfloor, and if it wasn't for the Coldfury and the huge experience lead that subfloor's getting from it, he would be massively ahead and able to carry.
And that's the thing, as soon as Rob Diggity comes into these fights, he does so well. Now, the Sunbreakers are good, the Ricochet stuns are good with the Mark, but it's too late, and his team are already way too far behind, and subfloor, in the meantime, catching up with him as well. And as you said, those little leads that his team are getting, subfloor's getting as well, and just managing to scale away.
Godfrey are going to be stood up here again by Team Pandemonium. Good 8 potential here with Rowan Sway on the front line. Going to just obliterate Tomahawk. He's dead. He's dead.
Tomahawk should fall down in a second here. The cage comes down through space and time, manages to miss everyone as well. And that's a massive ring cage there. Ochita picks up the kill onto Tomahawk, and now Sporks might be in a bit of trouble, but he has the rest of Pandemonium, should I say, backing him up. Ro just doing a good job at zoning away the rest of the members here from Avant as the Gold Fury is started up here. Good blink there from Liquid Renegade. Could be looking to go onto Sporks. The ultimate comes right back down, and he should be able to pick up that kill as he crashes into the ground.
Avant stole that Gold Fury with Rob Diggity's Ricochet. Great play coming out there for Avant, and they look to turn this fight around. Cheetah should be dead next.
No doubt. Subfloor returns it though. Mouse picks up the kill onto Ochita, and they're looking fairly aggressive here. They could be going onto Swayer. Mouse missing that unstable vortex, and the clear the path misses as well, but Subfloor doing a good job of trying to keep the rest of his team alive. But in the backline though, careful, because Rose teleported in. Good bird bomb there onto Rob Diggity. Manages to just get away. One more basic should do it. He stands still in defeat. Ro, easy cleanup.
And there should be another kill. El Chuckle's going to pick up Subfloor. 1 versus 2. It's going to be Ro getting the kill. At least should be on El Chuckle's. No, his cage is too much. It's too much.
You cannot escape an Odin. The start of that fight was started, or should I say, that fight was started with an Odin cage, as well as the Ochita and the Suns were popped inside, and that fight ended with another cage. And that's just with one cooldown item, the breastplate of Valor. The cooldown on the cage is just too strong.
I mean, it was nerfed from 60 seconds to 75 seconds, meaning at max cooldown reduction, you're going to add another 7 seconds from its 36. So it's going to be 43-second cooldown at max CDR, which I imagine Ro will build into. Which means you could potentially see 3 cages in a fight.
Spectral armor has been working out for El Chocos at this point. As we've mentioned, he did go into that sprint, which I really like. It means that he can give his team a buff, get himself out of the cage, and maybe dive the backline and take out those massive damage dealers. But at this point, it's not enough.
I think Tomahawk needs to get himself a spectral armor as well. He's just cannon fodder at this point to Team Pandemonium's slaughterhouse, really. And he's just too much for him to handle, and he can't protect his team if he's dead.
Yeah, I like it as well. If Tomahawk goes into the spectral armor, he already has that shell, so that's another buff being applied to the team. Another person out of the cage, taking all that damage from Ochita and Sporks as well. It would just make so much sense. Liquid doing good damage here, good combo from Mouse as well. The unstable vortex doing a bit of damage onto Sway there.
Yeah, they had the 3v2 in the mid lane, but rotations coming in from Team Pandemonium, Sporks and Row means they have to back out, have to just secure farm. That's all they have to do, Avant Garde, at this point, is just secure their own farm. They have gone back into it with that gold for seal as El Chuckles gets aggressed on by Row.
El Chuckles forced to back away here. This is where Team Pandemonium really like to go for their structures and really just look to close out the game with their objectives. Big fight here as the ultimate comes down from Ochita. Good detonate, but it gets perfectly sanctuary there from Mouse, and he doesn't fall down through space and time. Gets him out of the fight. Good sanctuary there from Mouse.
A characteristic misplay there from Row as he actually cages right next to the wall, allowing Mouse to escape for free with his ultimate. Meaning that, well, the fight continued, but no one died from it, and that's going to favor Avant Garde as they look to set up defense here on the right side.
They can easily defend this, knowing that Panda have a lot of their major ultimates down. The cage is down, good taunt as well onto two members. He does get beast out by Liquid Renegade. The Fear No Evil comes down as well. Sporks taken down to about half health, and Rob Diggity is now back in the fight. Chuckles pops that big baby form, but it's a good reset from Panda and a good call to just bait out that big baby form and then attack once that ultimate is down.
Guess what's coming over 15 seconds? It's a cage.
It's another cage.
A turtle to Rob Diggity.
Tier 1 tower falls down in the right side of the map. Could be looking to go for this tier 2. Mouse just split pushing, doing a utility Giannis build as well there. Not the build, just strat really. And another cage.
There we go, there's the cage, and this time there is no wall that can save you. There is no play that can save you, as El Chuckle's going to be the first one to fall. It should be the very least. The Gem Shield is huge.
Ochita gets the first kill of that fight onto Liquid Renegade. Panda extremely low, but that Geb Shield coming in so importantly for Avant Garde pretty much prevented the death of El Chuckles there.
As Swayer needs to get in, needs to make sure he gets a double taunt, one of them being onto the Geb. Otherwise, the Geb Shield will come out and the kill potential will be gone. Instead, the zone's going to be good and this tower's going to be falling.
Good ult there, and the taunt comes right back into it. The detonate should come through in just a second. Good shield there. Mouse picks up the kill onto Swayer. And it's a reset now for Avant Garde as they're looking to just heal up subfloor. Just missing a few of those ults with the Astral Barrage, but they managed to pick up the tier 2 tower and the tier 1, and now they're looking to steal away the jungle.
Yeah, subfloor, uncharacteristically getting no kills with that ultimate. We were praising it before as well for getting kills for pretty much every single one last game.
But still, subfloor doing a really good job. It's, I mean, 1, 1, and 3, he's level 19. Rob Diggity, just doing a little bit more for his team with that extra assist. But, Sporks could be in trouble here. The double Fear No Evil comes down just to really divert the attention away from him. Sporks able to get out, but again, now they need to take advantage of this ultimate down. Avant Garde can really have a big team fight here, knowing that that ult is down.
Well, Acacia is back up again. The Rose scary again.
So they need to be aware of that, but still, I mean, if Avant can really come back from this point, it's really at this, when they start baiting Fire Giant, really. Mouse, if he can get an insane through space and time secure on the Fire Giant, they could potentially come back from this on Alpha. And the cage comes down as well onto Rob Diggity. The Suns as well.
That's a good placement of the Suns by Rob Diggity. Just zones Ochita from getting in and dropping his ultimate. He still falls down to Sporks though, and now the aggression continues as Avant Garde look to push in.
Liquid Renegade using that beads there to avoid the taunt from Sway, and the meditation has popped up as well on the side of Avant. They could be looking to pressure this even more as they go through the portal, looking to catch out Sway there, but it's a reset. Gold Fury's still up if either team want to go for it, but Mouse is going to be pushing up this mid lane for a bit of extra farm.
Interesting decision though from Pandamonium to back off from a 4v5, which Avant Garde were looking to take, despite the fact they didn't really have the advantage going into the fight. So Team Pandamonium really should have turned as soon as possible. And El Chuckles could be the wrath of the turn there.
Yeah, Avant not taking that advantage, and Panda turn it right back around as they're able to back and teleport in, come back at full health, and Avant haven't even reset yet, so it's almost should be a free Gold Fury for Panda.
Yeah, Tomahawk going to be looking for the Blink Steal. Gold Fury is currently sitting well above half health, so he's going to need to make sure he steps back a bit.
Need to be very aware of Swayer. A lot of the beads are down on the side of Avant Garde. Mouse still has his up, but one taunt could spell disaster. The cage comes down onto Liquid Renegade. They pick it up easy. The Spirit Ball, or not the Spirit Ball, should I say? That's an Isis. Neja are going to be able to pick up a kill in just a second here. Rowe might be in a bit of trouble, but he turns it onto Sporks. And it's a good Cataclysm in the backline, but it really doesn't provide Rob Diggity with too much as he's able to Sanctuary away the damage from the overhand smash. The Suns come down. Ochita picks up Mouse in the backline. Rob Diggity duking it out to his heart's content, but overhand smash will pick it up.
Yeah, Sporks is on an absolute rampage. The Monkey is doing some of his Panda business right now, and Tomahawk going to be going aggressed on. He's going to be chased around the map by 4, but good cripple arrow from subfloor claims down the support.
The perfectly timed rolling assault to make sure the cripple is applied to Tomahawk, so you think you're rolling away a big robot? No, you are stuck here with 4 members of Panda chasing you down. 4-4 trade, and they get the Gold Fury. Pandamonium, ladies and gentlemen. Just destruction.
Yeah, what's more, Mouse died in that fight as well, meaning he's going to lose 50 power from those Doom Orb stacks. He's going to have to try and get those 25 stacks back up online as quickly as possible for the next fight, otherwise he's going to be lacking in the damage department.
And Pandamonium, every single member is up and available. They could be looking to bait out a Fire Giant. As soon as they go for this, it's going to be game for Avant Garde, but still, if Mouse, as I said, if he can steal it with through space and time, pull out some Ochita snipes, then he could delay the inevitable, but I still think Pandemonium could close out the game, even if they take Fire Giant away from them.
Yeah, Avant Garde right now really suffering from not playing their comp correctly. A pick-based rotation comp is what they've drafted, and they're just grouping up considerably and just getting demolished by the circles of Team Pandemonium, who really want the team fights to be going on for as long as possible.
Speaking of team fights, Tier 2 tower is being aggressive. The Suns come down and the cage is popped as well under the tower. The Lightning Storm, Lightning Cage combo. You are not getting out of that through space and time, doing a bit of damage. But now Liquid might be in a bit of trouble himself. The Sporks go, subfloor gets 2 easy snipes there onto Liquid Renegade, picks up the kill, and Chuckles is now in that big baby form. Could fall down here in a second. The anti-healing is good. Subfloor gets an easy double kill, and the Tier 2 tower falls down in the mid lane.
Sporks chasing down El Chuckles, making sure he has no place in this fight. Mid Phoenix is going to fall down as well. The fear of the Lightning Cage was real. This actually is GG.
Yeah, Panda can end here easily. El Chuckles can't really do too much. And the damage from Ochita and Subfloor is just way too strong. Good detonate. Good pick up the game here in just a second. It's at about, what? Yeah, that's game. Right there. I mean, yeah. El Chuckles really couldn't do too much. They had full 5 members up and available. So the damage was just too strong on Pandemonium. Able to close out a 2-0 lead over Avant Garde. That was a good game.
That was a fantastic game and really well played from Team Pandemonium. They may have been sleeping on Avant Garde in the first game, but this game they definitely showed up, definitely came to play, and made sure that they just closed it out in absolutely spectacular fashion.
And we're bringing in our MVP. Of course, it's got to be Ochita. We'll bring him in here in just a second. That was a fairly good game there, 2-0. I mean, Panda already